Good day, Amherstburg. It's myself, Laura D'Alessandro.
And it's Ron Giofu from the Rivertown Times, back here on the airwaves of CKBG 107.9 The Berg for the RTT's Week in Review.
Did you survive? Budget?
I just barely pulled through, yeah. They wrapped it up shortly after 5 o'clock last night. Of course, after this week's issue of the RTT went to press, but we pulled through, and I survived, and actually went to another assignment right after budget deliberation, so...
You look like you've aged to probably, I don't know, you look like you're 52.
Oh, well.
Give it 6 months and you will be.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, Ron, we thank you. I know you're going to dive deep into the budget deliberations that were underway. Like Ron said, it kicked off on Monday night, and then it wrapped up after we went to press. Council has finalized the budget now at 5.12%. I know it was a long debated and sometimes heated debate at that too. I tuned in on Monday night and watched it from home, and then tuned in a bit yesterday watching it from the office. It was very well debated. A lot of things came up, a lot of different ideas and visions for the town and things that we also need to keep paying off. So I'm sure you want to kind of dive into some of those hot topics.
Yeah, like you say, a 5.12% tax rate increase, and the mayor said that, you never know, maybe more revenues will be discovered and they can maybe ratchet it down a little bit further. But they started at 5.3 and ended deliberations at 5.12. So just a sample of what was discussed over the last couple of days. I know the Libro Center holiday closures are going to try that this year and see if they get any complaints about doing that. They did community grants, ACS and the Food Mission, each getting $15,000. Freedom Museum, $8,500. The Amherstburg Historic Sites Association, which is also known as the Parkhouse Museum, that's the board that runs it, will get $10,000, $2,500 for Websea. And so, and then Christchurch will get about $500 and some odd dollars for their cemetery work and the maintenance there. It's a historic cemetery. Yeah, a lot of discussion on community grants during the budget, and eventually they landed. That totaled $60,000. And so the original request was 72. They opted not to do that, and so they kept it at 60 and divided it up, as I mentioned. Staffing's always a usually hot button topic. I know during Monday night they opted to do an HR position from part-time to full-time. And again, that's always heatedly debated. That's another $38,000. They heard about a pool, and they got a request for that.
Bike track that is a maybe.
Exactly, yeah. It's no to a pool this year. They still like to see one in Amherstburg, but the money's not there for one. And the pump track was one of the bigger topics yesterday, and during one of many, and $500,000 was earmarked in the budget, and they've now earmarked $250,000, but that's only going to be spent if they can get fundraise for another $250,000. So it may or may not be spent this year. We'll see. There's interest in a pump track, and a lot of it's now going to depend on community fundraising. And like I say, $250,000 is earmarked this year. Whether or not that actually gets spent remains to be seen. How much can they fundraise? How much can they raise from corporations and that sort of thing? I know Councillor Don MacArthur was quite passionate about it, and it looked like it wasn't going to go anywhere for a while. And Don just kind of stayed on it and convinced enough of his council member colleagues to go along with it, and they're at least going to try it. And again, it depends on fundraising. And so that was that part of the budget. There was talk on artificial turf, the long-term future of the Gordon House. There's some talk of what is the future of the Gordon House? Are they even going to keep it as a municipal property? There was some members of council that spoke up and said, you know what, maybe it's time to look at other uses. They are going to look at repairs this year, and it sounds like the future of the Gordon House is going to be a discussion for another day. But you never know. It sounds like the door is open sometime down the road for possibly divesting that asset. We'll see. Lots of artificial turf at the Libro Center, porta potties at the Libro Center, a lot of stuff gets talked about during budget session. We'll try to stay on top of it as much as we can for next issue, and obviously keep an eye on rivertowntimes.com as I write it, and I'm going to post it, so I might not be for a few days. Just lots of stuff on the go at this time of year, but we're going to do our best to keep the community as informed as possible. But again, to recap everything from the budget, they wrapped up about shortly after 5 o'clock on Tuesday night. 5.12% is what they're looking at. And we'll see where it goes from there. It's approved in principle, as they say. Adoption will come in January of 2025. So there is a possibility that number could change, but plan for 5.12%. That's 5.12%.
Like I said, Dominic and I tuned in on Monday night and watched it from home. It was 5 hours long. And you said it was quite well attended. There were several delegates and quite a few people in attendance there. So I just want to give a big thank you to all of our council members, the mayor, the deputy mayor. That is a long haul, and I appreciate the work that you do. I know it's not easy. And also I want to say to you, Ron, I appreciate what you do. I know I turned the camera off at, I think, 9:55, but you went home and you wrote till after midnight to try and get this out and get people informed on Wednesday to know what was going on. And then you were back at it yesterday, attending the meeting and then writing and also getting the paper to press. So there's a lot that goes into reporting on this and coming to this number. Feel what you may about 5.12%. It wasn't an easy process, and I thank everybody that was involved, and I especially thank you for keeping us all informed.
Well, it's part of the job. It's just, unfortunately, it's one of those things where, even as we're going to press, I know the story's ever changing because of the deliberations ongoing, but we did what we can, and I did what I usually do is I
cried.
Yeah, that too. I live tweeted the meeting, or live posted the meeting, I guess, on X, and you can kind of see a chain of events as they occurred on X, and I've got a poll up on our X or Twitter site, whatever you want to call it. And what are your thoughts on the budget? So that's on our X site. And the same poll is posted on our Thread site. So make sure to vote, have your say. Yeah, there it is. So we got that poll up for at least another couple days on X, and another 12 to 13 hours or so, whatever it is, on Thread. So check out our social media sites.
Well, let's get away from that big B word and turn into some happy news. Our other front page story of the paper this week was Christmas at the Museum. It took place last Sunday afternoon at the Freedom Museum. In the past, the concert has typically been held during the evening, but this year they tried something new and they hosted an afternoon performance. The show featured the Black Kids in Action Youth Choir. The photo you have on front is amazing, and there's also another photo on our website, www.rivertowntimes.com. And I know you had gone out, said the choir did a fantastic job.
Yeah, they had a couple different performers. They had the Black Kids in Action Choir. They were terrific. They were followed by the Trading Places Trio, and they did a fantastic job as well. It's a fundraiser for the museum. And this year's a little bit extra special. They're entering their 50th year. And, of course, the Freedom Museum is located at 277 King Street here in Amherstburg. So make sure you check that out. Check out their website. They're always looking for donations, especially going into their 50th year. Amherstburgfreedom.org/donate. But you can just go on to Amherstburgfreedom.org and find out what they're all about and all the programming they offer. That's where the proceeds from the Christmas at the Museum will go. I know they're thankful to all their sponsors. It was an enjoyable afternoon at the Freedom Museum and getting into the Christmas spirit, and thanks to all involved. And it was a great job by everyone.
The Christmas spirit continued over the weekend. Michael Dunn, in partnership with the town of Amherstburg and Amherstburg Community Service, hosted the 5th annual holiday dinner giveaway last Saturday.
They did. They were giving away about 200 turkeys. I know ACS packed up a lot of bags and did a lot of things, donate a lot of different food items, different things in the bag to, round out the meal. Hams were given away, carrots, potatoes, the whole 9 yards. So, thanks to Michael Dunn and members of his family for, they were the driving force behind this. And members of the council and administration were there helping out. And special thanks to ACS for their involvement. Again, it was a wonderful thing to see all the generosity and, a lot of people in need this time of year. And, we can't forget about them. And they came and got a full Christmas dinner and And it's just one of many organizations offering Christmas dinners in the area. I know Encounter Church is still accepting registrations for their dinner this coming Sunday at the church on 125 Alma. I know the Mission has their complete turkey dinner right on Christmas Day. So don't be alone on Christmas. Go to the Mission, 298 Victoria Street South at noon on December 25th. So there's different opportunities to get involved, and a lot of organizations are, helping to feed those in need this holiday season. Lighthouse Church every Thursday at 5:30 has their Christmas meal, has their regular dinner meal, community meal, and they usually do a Christmas meal as we get closer to the big day. So there's that as well. That's again Lighthouse Church at Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. So thank you to all those who are help feeding those in need. Again, from the food drive at Town Hall this past Saturday, and to all the groups and churches and everyone else helping to feed those in need in the town of Amherstburg and beyond.
The leadership class at Anderton Public School, they answered the call to help out and supporting ACS. They hosted a can drive that started back in November, and there was a big prize on the line. The class that brought in the most canned goods or non-perishables were awarded a pizza party, and I think we're still waiting to hear what class it was and waiting for our invitation to join in said pizza party.
Exactly, yeah. So whatever class wants to feed a couple local newspaper folks, feel free to give us a call.
We'll stop by. We like pizza.
Exactly.
Anyway, Mr. Burkhart, the principal there at Anderton Public, he had great things to say about the leadership class at Anderton. I had a couple kids that were part of that program. It does a lot for the community, and you had gone out seeing I think they had a truck come and help move the food to ACS because there was so much. Yeah, they
had a trailer there and pickup truck, and other vehicles were on hand helping to load the vehicles to be brought to the ACS food bank. So, thank you again to Anderton Public School, and, we're a great job by all involved. And, again, it's one of those cases where, there are people in need, and, there's people there to help fulfill that need. So I'm sure it's all appreciated by those who are in need of food and just need of companionship this time of year.
And also our friends here at CKBG, they've been busy giving back, from $3,900 donated to the Windsor Cancer Center Foundation and almost $4,000 worth of food items donated to the Amherstburg Food and Fellowship Mission.
Yeah, it was a team of five. Marty Take Me to the Highlights team, and Terrence is in the studio with us, and he was a part of that team, or that five-person team that ran in the Detroit Free Press Marathon, and through various sponsorships and donations, raised over $3,900 for the Windsor Cancer Center Foundation in memory of station founder Marty Adler. And the generosity continued. Through donation to the mission, just under 1,000 food items were donated yesterday. That's through a food drive put on by CKBG and in conjunction with the Amherstburg Admirals and Amherstburg Public School. They got a lot of help from Rob and Tina's No Frills, so congratulations to all involved there. And again, CKBG has a program called CKBG Cares, and they proved that through these two initiatives. So thanks again to the folks here at 107.9 FM CKBG The Berg. And they did their part for the Cancer Center Foundation and those in need through the Amherstburg Food and Fellowship Mission. So thanks again, and great job, CKBG.
The mission was also the recipient of generosity towards their adoptive family program from the staff and members of the Mug Club at Lot 10 Brewing Company.
Yeah, there was a donation made on Sunday afternoon, so that's one of our local craft breweries here in Amherstburg, Lot 10 on Dalhousie Street. I know the mission's grateful. They can use all the support they can get. They have families always looking for support, and especially this time of year. If you want to adopt a family, feel free to reach out to the Amherstburg Food and Fellowship Mission. They're again at 298 Victoria Street South, and get a hold of them at 736-9140, or check them out on the web at abergmission.ca.
Just to touch on what you mentioned earlier, too, the mission doesn't want you to be alone this Christmas. So if you're looking for an invitation for some food and some fellowship, be sure to come by the mission on Christmas Day at noon. And Ron gave you the address there and the phone number. So if you're interested in joining that meal, or you can donate towards that meal, be sure to give Tim and Violet a call, 736-9140. Okay, let's turn to sports. We got big news coming out of the Admirals this weekend. They had a big upset over the defending provincial champs, a 2-1 victory in Lakeshore last week.
Yeah, Russell Vaughn made 39 saves in the win. And that was Friday night in Lakeshore at the Atlas Tube Center. I believe it was their first win over the Lakeshore Canadians since 2018. So it's been a long time, but the Admirals broke through and got the W. That was a big win for the team. And they kept rolling on the weekend. They beat the Moortown Flags on Sunday night in overtime. So they're on a bit of a roll right now. They are in Dresden on Friday night and back home this weekend. And they got more game action coming up, so please support our local Junior C Hockey Club.
Turning our attention now to Wolves, not football. Football's over. We're over football. I'm just so used to saying that.
We're on to the winter season
yeah,
now.
let's move on. Turning our attention now to Wolves sports. North Star girls volleyball. They're off to kind of a rough season. It's a 1-2 on the season for the senior girls volleyball team. They fell short last night against LeSource. Yeah,
they lost 2-1 to LeSource, and they lost again 2-1 in their second match last week. At Riverside, and then they did win their first match. They swept Massey in 3 sets. It's a little bit of a rebuilding year for the senior girls. They got a lot of new girls that new to not only to senior girls volleyball, but to volleyball in general. Coaches Jeff Miller and Mary Ewer are teaching some fundamentals to the girls and getting them up to speed. And one of the things is the speed of the sport. They're still playing Tier 1, which is the top tier, and they're learning as they go, and they're hoping to make some noise as the season progresses and they get closer to the WEXA playoffs. So good luck to the senior girls volleyball team at North Star. They're in Kingsville on Thursday afternoon. 4 o'clock match against Erie Migration, and they're hoping to right the ship and get their record squared at 2-2.
Turning your attention, keeping in the same mode of North Star sports, the senior boys basketball team is off to a little bit of a slow start in the season. They're 0-3.
Yeah, they lost to Maranatha last night. Maranatha is a strong team, but they fell short narrowly in games last week. They lost by 1 point out in Bell River last Tuesday, and I believe it was 7 points against Walkerville at home last Thursday. And they're in Leamington on this coming Thursday afternoon. Both the juniors and seniors play Cardinal Carter. That's out in Leamington. The seniors are looking to get their first win of the year. They know it's an important game. They still have playoff aspirations, so they know they're going to have to win sooner rather than later to make the playoffs. And so they're putting high importance on tomorrow's game in Leamington against Cardinal Carter.
And the girls hockey team, they're still looking for their first win after a loss and a tie this year.
Yeah, they settled for a tie on Monday afternoon against Bell River. They lost 3-0 to Sandwich. They're playing Tier 1 this year. So while the record may not be the best looking record, they've got an eye on the playoffs because what'll happen, they're playing Tier 1, so they'll drop down to the AA playoffs. It's kind of similar to what is going to happen with other sports like volleyball. I mean, they hope the regular season experience will make them a better hockey team and get them ready for the playoffs. So when they do drop down into AA playoffs, they're going to be ready and they're going to be, be in a better position to take on their opponents at playoff time. And so they're going to work through the regular season, win as many as they can, of course. But then it's all with an eye towards the playoffs.
Boys hockey, they're 1-2 on the season after a heartbreaking loss last night against Riverside.
Yeah, they lost 6-0 last night. That's after splitting a pair of 6-1 decisions last week. Both last week's games were on their home ice. They beat La Jeunesse 6-1 last Tuesday, but lost to Erie Migration 6-1 last Thursday. So they're on the road again later this week. On Thursday, they're at the WFCU Center. I believe they're playing Brennan off the top of my head. And they're looking at that's another team looking to square their record at 2-2. And Coach Glenn Holden and his staff are putting in the work to try to get this young group ready. And there's another program looking to build for the future and trying to do as much damage as they can this year while they're at it. So they're on the road again later this week, and best of luck to the Wolves.
It's a busy time over at North Star with all those sports going on. So thank you to all the teachers and all the volunteers that come out and help put those programs on. And yet again, thank you to Ron for keeping us all informed.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get to as much stuff as I can. It's a busy time of year.
I'm sure you've seen kids go through these programs, and now their kids are in the programs.
I've covered some kids, they played. Now they're not kids anymore. They're adults with kids of their own, and they're coaching some of these teams. So,
holy smokes.
yep. So,
No wonder you look 52.
Because
you are.
well, I'm not quite 52. I
Might as well be at this point.
I am rapidly aging, but I'm still only 51.
Oh goodness! Turning our attention to the weekend, we're nearing to Christmas. We got we have this weekend and one weekend before Christmas, so things are amping up around town. Friday night's the Santa Shout Out. It's going to be down near the Gordon House. It's going to be from 6 to 8. So Santa will be down there with all of his little helpers. Take your little one down. Make sure they get their Santa Shout Out. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, to have a little holiday fun down there with Santa. I know you'll be down there. Will you be getting a Santa Shout Out, Ron?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how good I've been this year, so I don't know if
it might be a shout out of a different kind.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's. I may not like what he has to say.
That's true.
I'll hang out in the back, take pictures.
I have a direct line to Santa. You better be good. Never too late to start, Ron. Never too late to start.
That is true.
Christmas at the Park House is this weekend, too. That's 214 Dalhousie Street. That's going to be on Sunday from 10 to 4. There are admission fees, so if you're interested in checking that out and for more information, visit theparkhousemuseum.com for more information. There's a Christmas cantata at St. Andrews. They're going to do a Thursday show. So tomorrow night, they're going to have a show at 7 p.m., and then they'll have a show on Sunday at 10:30. I think that'll kind of be part of their worship on Sunday morning, correct?
I believe so, yeah. It's usually an enjoyable evening. I'm going to check out one of these, at least I plan to, and enjoy the cantata. And, I am looking forward to it. It's usually just a nice, peaceful, relaxing, enjoyable evening at St. Andrews.
That sounds lovely. Heritage Colchester is partnering with the Acting Lab of the University of Windsor, and they're presenting a Christmas carol out at Christ Anglican Church in Colchester. That's 190 Bagot Street in Colchester. There is an ad on page 11 highlighting all the dates, times, and shows. It's going to start Friday, have two shows on Saturday and one on Sunday. If you're looking for more information, you can visit events.heritagecolchester@gmail.com. You can email them for more information. And there's a phone number, too, in that ad, 790-9022.
All proceeds go to the historic Colchester Schoolhouse restoration.
I know you had seen one of their plays in the summer and said it was very well done.
It is, yeah. The Inspired Acting Lab does a good job. And Lionel Walsh, the director, he leads the Inspired Acting Lab and does a great job with the students that come through. And, yeah, it's an enjoyable performance. It's not an overly big church, but it's got great atmosphere for stuff like that.
And visiting Colchester at any time of the year is always nice, too. Christmas on the Farm continues. This is the last weekend. If you haven't gone out there to Sarah Parks yet to check that out, this is the last weekend. But please note there's nothing going on Saturday. The farm will be closed because it is the Essex Santa Claus Parade on Saturday night. So if you're interested in going, it's Friday from 6 to 8 and Sunday from 12 to 4. Also, reminder, you cannot park at the farm. You got to park down in Malden there at the Baseball Diamonds, and they have a shuttle. So for more information, times, costs, all those good things, visit windsorparade.org.
Yeah, it's one of many different Christmas events happening in town. So it's a very festive season. Obviously, River Lights is continuing, and the Briarswood Youth Camp continues to offer the hot chocolate in partnership with Tim Hortons. In the Warming House, that's in Toddy Jones Park. That's the Pathway to Potential Warming House. And they're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right up until December 22nd. That's from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. They're looking to raise some funds, raise some awareness of the camp. And again, they're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5:30 to 8:30.
Can you believe we only have one more show left of 2024, Ron?
I know, yeah. It's
what happened?
I don't know, yeah. Well, yeah, and one more issue of the paper this year. We're not doing a Christmas Day issue, and we will do one on New Year's Day. At least that's the plan. And but no paper on December 25th. It seems like we just started 2024. I don't know where it went.
No, I feel like you just did the budget. Here we are again, right?
Yeah, one budget session runs into another.
Yeah, it just all blends in together, right? So with that, Ron said next week is our Christmas greetings issue, and it will be it will be our biggest issue of the year. We are just flying through. We got letters to Santa in there. We have the Christmas greetings from different businesses and organizations around town. You know, it's a chance to shout out your dedicated staff, your loyal customers, wish everybody a happy holiday. So if you're interested, I have limited space, but I can probably get you in. But I need to know by tomorrow, by Thursday, December the 12th at 4 o'clock. That will be the cutoff because we're just running out of space. So if you're interested in running an ad, please reach out to me, sales@rivertowntimes.com. You can call the office, 736-4175. This issue, too, is all color. So this is our big one for the year, and I feel like we just did it, but here we are again, and I'm excited about it. Our graphic team's been working hard. Ron is obviously always working hard to get this paper out, and we're quite proud of it, and we want to just also thank those who have advertised with us all year, and we look forward to that big issue next week.
Absolutely. Thanks for your loyalty to all our advertisers, and we'll be back in 2025, so...
God willing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, so we look forward to working with all our readers, all our customers, and we hope to expand on both in the new year.
All right, Amherstburg, that's everything for me, so have a great day.
Have a great day, have a great week, and we'll see you again next Wednesday.